Welcome to PIP Clover's Hot Work Permit Training. Mechanical work involving flammable materials presents serious risks. The Hot Work Permit system is designed to minimize those risks by ensuring clear communication, defined responsibilities, and strict safeguards. In this training, you'll learn how permits protect people, equipment, and our facility. Roles and responsibilities. Safety is shared. Everyone has a role. The site leader ensures hot work is managed correctly. The EHS leader audits the program and guides training. Line supervision approves permits and prepares equipment. The primary responsible person issues and posts permits and may stop the job if conditions change. The authorized employee is typically a maintenance employee, but make no mistake, it could be anyone that is responsible for preparing the hot work area and performing the hot work according to the permit. The fire watch observes the hot work process, controls the area, and remains on site after the job to ensure no hidden fire risk remains. The hot work permit is more than a form. It is a system for identifying hazards, documenting precautions, and communicating safety requirements before work begins. It defines the boundaries of what is authorized and ensures operations and maintenance are aligned on every job. Hot work permits are required for tasks such as welding, grinding, cutting, or using non-explosion-proof tools in the Class 1 designated areas. Each permit is valid for one shift only. A new crew requires a new permit. The hard copy of the hot work permit must be displayed at the job site until the work is complete. The fire watch must remain at the job site for at least 30 minutes after hot work stops, ensuring sparks are extinguished and no smoldering remains. A fire monitor checks the area again after 60 minutes. These roles are critical to preventing hidden fires. Contractors must follow this procedure or their own, if equally stringent. Contractor supervisors are accountable for their crew's safe work behavior with the hot work permit process. Violations mean removal from the site. A designated safe work area is a permanent location for hot work that is free of fire hazards, meets requirements for fire-resistant construction, and is equipped with necessary safety equipment like fire extinguishers. The only area at Clover designated a safe work area for hot work is the maintenance shop. The maintenance shop does not require a hot work permit because it is pre-approved and inspected to be safe for activities like welding and cutting. In contrast, if hot work must occur outside a designated area, a permit is required, and precautions must be taken to protect against fire hazards. Let's dive a little bit further into the permit responsibilities and who does what to get the process started. We'll follow that up with how to prepare the hot work area, verify the atmosphere is safe for hot work operations, properly complete the hot work permit, and what to do when the work is complete and the hot work permit is closed. The hot work permit process begins with the primary responsible person preparing the equipment and work area. This is done by following all checklist items on the permit. The primary responsible person is the permit issuer. At Clover, this is usually a production supervisor or team lead when hot work occurs in production areas. However, if hot work takes place in other parts of the facility, the primary responsible person may be someone outside production. Once the permit has been completed by the primary responsible person, it is given to the authorized employee. Remember, the authorized employee is the person performing the hot work activity, and they now have responsibilities before they can perform hot work in the area, such as inspect the work site for safety conditions before starting hot work, and discuss concerns with the permit issuer. Perform only the work specified on the permit, and follow all applicable safe work practices on the permit. Comply with all conditions and precautions listed on the hot work permit. Review permit conditions with the hot work crew before starting, and display the permit at the job site. Additionally, the authorized person is responsible for stopping work and notifying the permit issuer if conditions at the hot work area change. Clean up the work area at the end of each shift or upon completion of the hot work. Remember, If the hot work activity carries into the next shift, it will require a new hot work permit. And finally, notify the permit issuer of job status, sign the permit, and return it at the end of the job or shift. One important thing to note: the permit issuer and the authorized employee cannot be the same person. Before performing any hot work in an area requiring a permit, the supervisor must evaluate safer alternatives such as 1. Eliminate the need for hot work in the hazardous area, which means relocate the task to a non-hazardous area first, perform the work, and return it to the area. 2. Remove flammable or combustible hazards, which means eliminating all flammable, combustible materials from equipment, piping, and tanks in the work zone. 3. Isolate from flammable or oxidizing hazards, which means ensuring no flammable or oxidizing gases, vapors, or liquids can enter the hot work area. 4. Finally, choose less hazardous methods such as bolting instead of welding, or sawing instead of oxyacetylene cutting. What you see on the right side is an example of a hot work permit. It is required whenever non-routine activities could cause heat, flames, or sparks capable of igniting flammable vapors, liquids, or gases. Examples include welding, cutting, grinding, soldering, or any work with open flames or high heat, using electric or battery-powered tools that are not explosion-proof, operating vehicles or equipment with internal combustion engines, like generators or welding machines, outside designated roadways or parking areas, portable generators or welding machines in process areas, tank containment zones, or other restricted areas. Hot work permit guidelines. Hot work cannot begin until a permit is issued and displayed at the job site. Each permit is valid for one shift only. A new crew or any change in conditions requires a new permit. The operating department must ensure permits are completed for all hot work outside designated safe areas and approve permits for contractor work. If multiple hot work tasks occur in the same area, each job needs its own permit when hazards or controls differ. Special cases. Barbecue grills require a permit. Outdoors. Keep grills at least 35 feet from combustibles and traffic. Have a fire extinguisher ready. After grilling, a fire watch must isolate propane or soak charcoal and monitor for 30 minutes. Indoor grilling under tents or canopies is prohibited unless approved by the Clover Fire Department. Grilling inside buildings is never allowed. Vehicles in electrically classified areas that are not intrinsically safe also require a hot work permit. Before any hot work begins, the following precautions and safeguards listed on the hot work permit must be completed. Fire protection systems. If automatic sprinklers or other fixed fire protection systems are installed, they must remain in automatic, ready service. Firefighting equipment. A fire extinguisher or an active fire hose must be available in the immediate work area. System impairments. No hot work is permitted when a sprinkler or fire detection system is impaired. Impairment notification must be made in accordance with EHSMS 383. Equipment condition. All hot work equipment must be in good repair and safe operating condition. Clear the area. The area within 35 feet of the work must be free of flammable or combustible materials, such as paper, sawdust, flammable liquids, vapors, corrugated boxes, textiles, plastics, and combustible metals, or these materials must be completely wetted down. Isolation barriers. If separation from flammable and combustible materials using distance isn't possible, use welding curtains, non-combustible insulation, or barriers to isolate the work. Protect floors and walls. Combustible floors or walls must be wet or covered with non-combustible material. Cover openings. Any openings in walls or floors that could allow hot slag or flames to pass through must be covered with non-combustible material. Adjacent walls. If hot work is near a building wall, Flammable or combustible materials on the opposite side must be moved or shielded. Purge equipment, machinery, and equipment involved in hot work must be purged of flammable, combustible, or hazardous materials. Associated lines must be blanked, valves closed, locked, and tagged. Adjacent equipment precautions. When adjacent equipment contains flammable liquids, vapors, solids, or dust, consider how disassembly, steaming, or ventilation might interact with hot work before proceeding. Flammable vapor testing. For enclosed equipment, tanks, or areas where flammable vapors may be present, conduct vapor tests using a direct reading instrument before issuing the permit. Hot work is only authorized when readings show flammable vapor concentration that is less than or equal to 5% of the lower explosive limit, LEL, and the oxygen concentration is less than 23.5%. If conditions may change during work, purging, forced ventilation, and continuous monitoring are required. All air sampling and monitoring equipment must be calibrated per manufacturer recommendations. Continuous LEL and oxygen monitoring is required when working within 35 feet of enclosed equipment or piping containing flammable vapors, near sumps or drains where flammable liquids or vapors could collect, within 35 feet of electrically classified areas, electrical equipment. Finally, non-classified electrical equipment in classified areas can only be used with a hot work permit. Under these conditions, continuous LEL monitoring is mandatory, and the fire watch must stop work if vapor concentrations exceed 5% LEL. Work permits will be issued by a PIP Clover representative, no lower in classification than a process lead operator. Before work begins, the permit must be properly signed by both the permit issuer and the person receiving the permit. All work locations must be inspected by the permit issuer. This inspection ensures that proper precautions and preparations have been taken to adequately protect the operating equipment, and that gas, oxygen, and toxic test results are acceptable if required. The permit issuer must also verify that all equipment has been properly prepared for the work, and that isolation devices are blinded and tagged, or locked and tagged out, as required by EHSMS 301, lock, tag, and try. Every section of the permit must be completed and legibly prepared by the permit issuer. A work permit is valid for up to one shift. If work extends beyond the end of the shift or longer than 12 hours, a new permit is required. The hard copy of the work permit must be prominently displayed at the hot work site and protected from weather and other elements. When work is completed or at the end of the shift, the permit must be signed in the closeout section by the authorized employee and returned to the permit issuer. The current hot work job status must be indicated in the closeout section. During any emergency, the permit can be reactivated if the permit issuer and authorized employee verify that original conditions have not changed. If a new permit is required, the permit issuer will close out the old permit and prepare a new one. Finally, the safety of the actual task execution is the responsibility of the personnel receiving the permit, the authorized employee. They must follow all safe work practices appropriate for their craft. We would be remiss if we didn't discuss the most important people in the hot work permit program, the fire watch and the fire monitor. These employees are required for all hot work performed at the Clover facility. They don't issue a permit, and they don't perform the hot work activity, but most importantly, they function to watch for fires during the hot work activity and control entry of people and material into the hot work area. One or more individuals must be designated as fire watch prior to every hot work operation. If the work spans more than one vertical building level or more than one side of the building's wall, additional fire watch personnel must be assigned. The names of all fire watch personnel must be written on the hot work permit that is posted at the job site. The fire watch will remain at the location of the hot work for at least 30 minutes after the work has stopped. During this time, the fire watch will perform visual inspections to confirm that all sparks are extinguished and that there is no possibility of a latent fire occurring, such as from smoldering materials. A fire watch must have an appropriate type of fire extinguisher within reach whenever hot work is in progress. Areas with permanently located fire extinguishers must not have them relocated without permission from the primary responsible person. A separate fire extinguisher may need to be brought to the hot work area. The fire watch will only attempt to extinguish fires that are within the capacity of the portable equipment available and within their training. The fire watch must have a radio or other reliable method for initiating the site emergency communications protocol and for communicating with those performing the work. Thank you for completing the Clover Hot Work Permit training. Your commitment helps protect our facility, your co-workers, and yourself from potential hazards. By following these procedures, you play a vital role in preventing fires and ensuring a safe work environment. Safety starts with you. Thank you for making it a priority.